Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to the Friday edition of Litter Media Live on this final Friday of May, May 30th. As we'll start into June come Sunday. So hope you're ready for warmer weather because that's on the way next week. But outside of that, we're going to jump into what the forecast is like for you today. By the way, that's Aaron Glandon on my
It is
left
me.
right there.
Hello.
There he is.
That was very rude of you not to
I
introduce
apologize. I just jumped into talking about the weather, and the next thing you know, I'm like, Slighted Earl. You probably don't get that reference, but
No.
I'll explain it later.
Okay.
Rain is likely for today. It's continuing to rain. It's been raining throughout the early morning hours, and sure wrap up early tomorrow and then clearing by afternoon. High temperatures in the mid-60s, sunny and 70 on Sunday. And we're being told that we'll have temperatures in the 80s all next week with some sunshine returning Sunday and into Monday. Maybe that'll dry out what we're being soaked with today. We had a little over an inch of rain at the Ramey Ranch down in Pike County, which everybody in Ross County is getting the same rain we were getting because it's moving towards Lancaster.
Right.
So I'm sure they're getting some of that as well. Slighted Earl was something that Gene Rayburn used to say on Match Game when they were doing the three guesses of what you had to match a certain number to get to the big match. And so they would slide the thing on the board and you would see the answer that was responded.
Okay.
Earl was the producer back behind there, and so Gene Rayburn would say, "Slide it, Earl."
I don't know who Gene Rayburn is, and I don't know what Match Game is.
Gene was big on Broadway, and he was also a game show host. Match Game was in its heyday between 1973 and 77.
I wasn't around.
Yeah. I would watch it in the afternoons. It was on at like 3:30 in the afternoon when we got home from school. And I'd be doing my homework while I was watching Match Game. Richard Dawson was big on this show as well.
That's a name I've heard.
You do know
Yeah.
Richard Dawson. Okay. Mom and Dad will take you to the Game Show Network one of these days, and you can see.
I have been to a taping of Jeopardy, and that's a
You
lot of
have
fun.
been. You have been. That's been as close to a game show for you, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Enough of all that fun and frivolity. We'll jump into news along with sports and also this date in history coming up. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. They are your trusted comfort advisor. If you've got an issue with the heating, cooling, or the plumbing in your home or your business, they can take care of that. And if you're building a new home, I have seen a lot of homes being built with the Accurate sign in front, knowing that their total comfort is going to be taken care of by Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, and it takes you to AccurateHVAC.com.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Going on right now, while supplies last, is Hometown Motors Incorporated Spring Sales Event. New riding tractors starting at $1699.99. New zero-turn mowers starting at $3399.99. New walk-behinds starting at $399.99. New chainsaws starting at $279.99. New blowers starting at $199.99. And trimmers starting at $229.99. Hurry in to get the best selection because with prices like this, they're not going to last much longer. Hometown Motors, your store for the outdoors.
You bet. Thank you. And, of course, raining today. You can't do anything outdoors. make sure you go down to the store for outdoors.
Yeah.
And it'll take care of all that for you. All right. In news today, which you can find on our website, littermedia.com, you see the Ohio Farm Bureau Foundation's logo there. They have awarded over $75,500 in scholarships to students across the state. Annually, the foundation recognizes Ohio students for their academic efforts, community engagement, and career interests as well that link agriculture to community service, education, or scientific research. More than 12 area students were awarded scholarships, which can be found in our website story. So you'll find out who those kids are. Click on littermedia.com.
The Gus Macker Tournament opens tomorrow morning in downtown Chillicothe, and you can see the hoops have already been constructed. Registration is underway today and tomorrow morning. And if you're watching this on YouTube or on Facebook, you can see the full schedule of events right here on the screen.
Which you can also find on our website, littermedia.com. All those baskets have been put together, and today is where they're putting them in place on all the courts. And think about these people. They're doing it in the rain.
Yeah.
So they'll not be able to put, tape down for a three-point line, that sort of thing, I would think. So maybe that stuff will be installed tomorrow morning.
There was tape on the street yesterday when I drove through.
So maybe they got it started. So that's good. Getting ahead of the rain. Way to go.
The Deer Creek Dam Days Festival continues in Williamsport through tomorrow, May 31st. And this is 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. tomorrow, 4 to 11 p.m. today if you want to go out there.
A couple of years ago, you and I made a trip to Williamsport, but I've never been to the Deer Creek Dam Days. Have you?
No, I don't think I have.
You got to check that out one of these. Well, this year's the opportunity, right?
Well, I won't be here.
Oh, that's right. You've got your...
I'm leaving after the show today.
And you are being taken, you're kidnapped and taken somewhere to a destination we don't know of.
I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah. This is his bachelor's weekend, right?
Yes.
And I told him, I said, wouldn't it be funny if they took you to Gus Macker?
Would be funny.
Would
they
be
signed
fun,
me up.
but
Because I'm not athletic. That would be really
would
funny
be
if they signed me up.
to see your boys have a team together and say, we're going to play in the Gus Macker for your bachelor's weekend. As a part of the Ohio Department of Transportation, District 9's Planning Department, this district's environmental office is seeking public input for a slide repair project on Wakefield-bound road. That's in Pike County. It's proposed to repair the slide on the road between US 23 and Salt Creek Road in Pike County. The project is located in the rural area of Scioto Township. And staying with our road report for you, project to replace the existing structure on 220. This is around Lake White between State Route 552 and Fish and Game Road in Pike County. I've driven through there here the last week or so, and I've noticed they have all the little markings on the roadway for where to put these signs, where to put a traffic light, and so on and so forth. So this construction is going to take place on this bridge here. The project is set to begin Monday, and 220 will be closed for the duration of the project. Traffic will be detoured via East Emmett Avenue, which is just off of US 23, to State Route 104 to 552, which goes on the other side of Lake White. All right. And completion, they're hoping to have that done sometime this summer. So I guess for me to go to Waverly now, I'm going to have to go take this detour all the way around the scenic part of Lake White.
Yeah.
Or possibly, I'm trying to think of a back way in. I'll have to go maybe over through Piketon and come up 23
Maybe
to get there from the Ramey Ranch. Because we go to Waverly quite a bit. Sometimes to get groceries, sometimes to get pizza, that sort of thing. So, and to get a haircut. Got to do that too. All right, coming up in a moment to look at sports. That is just around the corner. And this Date in History Plus, it is the day that we announce our Neil Coleman Insurance Services Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Sit close for that in just a moment. But first, Scioto Valley Dumpsters. You'll find them by calling 740-253-8389. If you have the need for a dumpster in your business or your residence, they can take care of that. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on littermedia.com, and it takes you to their Facebook page for more details about Scioto Valley dumpsters.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Littermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Littermedia Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
And again, the announcement of this week's Player of the Week is coming up. But first, let's tell you about the Unioto Shermans. They claimed their first district baseball title since 2018, a 4-1 win over SVC opponent Westfall yesterday at OU's Bob Wren Stadium. KB Perkins went the distance. He fired a 4-hitter, while Jackson Zickafoos had 2 hits and scored twice. The Shermans return to Ohio University June 3rd, that is Tuesday of next week, in the regional semi against Central District champion London. Miami Trace saw their season close as the D3 district runner-up, a 5-1 loss to Dover in the game that was prior to Unioto and Westfall. The game was scoreless until the 5th inning when the Crimson Tornadoes scored 3 of their 5 runs and added 2 more in the 7th. Dover will face the Circleville Tigers in the regional semifinal. That'll be on June 5th at VA Memorial Stadium.
Other high school tournament scores. In Division 5 district final, Lynchburg Clay was a winner over Portsmouth 3-2. In Division 6, Eastern Megs beat Adena 3-2 again, and Huntington beat Manchester 11-2. The Huntsmen play Eastern Megs Saturday at VA Memorial Stadium in Chillicothe. Division 7 Eastern District Semi, South Webster beat Fairfield 11-1, and Southern beat Portsmouth Clay 4-0. And high school softball Division 6 regional semi, Portsmouth West beat Colgrove.
It says 3-3.
It says 3-3, but Portsmouth West's name is in bold, like they won.
They must have scored 3 very strong innings and runs. Might be the
or maybe Mike Smith made a mistake on our score page.
That could very well be. I'm sure he'll get that fixed for us. Up in Worcester, Landon Smith of Jackson lost in the first round of the OHSAA Boys Tennis State Tournament. Along with Logan Elms, Maddox Arledge, and Mason Wolf, they dropped their doubles match. So it's something to reach the state tournament in tennis. It's tough to win a state tournament title. Chillicothe Paints opening night last night. I was unable to be there, but you were there.
I took some pictures.
Pretty good-sized crowd.
Yeah.
They beat the Rex 12-2 in the home opener at VA Memorial Stadium. Alex Cottle, who you see right there, allowed 1 run on 1 hit while fanning 7 batters over 5 innings work. And the offense tallied 7 of their 12 runs in the last 2 innings. Rex pitchers walked 14 batters, and when that happens, nothing good's going to happen for your team.
No.
But it was good for the Paints. 4,400 fans were there last night. They'll wrap up that set this evening. Magnetic schedule night tonight at VA Memorial Stadium, so you're going to find out what the Paints are doing. Get your magnetic schedule. You got to be one of the first 500 fans through the gate at 6:05. 7:05 is that first pitch. Reds, I'm sorry?
I was going to tell you the story.
Oh, please do.
Yesterday when I played some pickleball with one of my buddies yesterday.
You did?
And while I was doing that, I said, "You want to go to the Paints game with me later?" And he said, "Oh, me and my wife are going. It's supposed to be a date night." Because I asked, he said he asked if she wanted to invite other people, and she said, "No, I just want it to be us." Mm-hmm. So when I got there to take pictures, I found them in the crowd, and I went and sat next to him, and I said, "Thanks for inviting me to the game, buddy."
Did you take their picture?
I did not.
You should have taken. It was their date night. You should have taken a picture.
That's all right. They don't care.
But they cared that you were sitting with them, right?
I think he must have told her that I was going to be there to take pictures because she just said, "Ha, ha, ha, you're so funny."
Well, they were there on date night with 4,400 of their best friends as well. The Reds are in Chicago to take on the Cubs, and they will play a weekend set there. They are 7.5 games out behind the Cubs in the National League Central, and they will go at it this evening. Guardians are back home. They will host the Angels tonight from Anaheim. Gus Macker, again, gets underway tomorrow morning, so that's taking place. You've got the Paints in town tonight, but then they'll be on the road to Johnstown again Saturday and Sunday, and won't be back here until Tuesday. So if you want to see the Paints game, you want to get out to the ballpark this evening. How'd you like the look of the stadium?
It was very nice.
Yeah,
real nice.
Changes up things, doesn't it? I like it. And the logo behind home plate, that is stitched into the field now, so it's not like painted on there. Pretty good.
Very nice.
All right. Coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at this date in history, but right now let's tell you about our Player of the Week. Our Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union, is Waverly's Paige O'Brien. For girls track, she was first in the 100-meter dash with a time of 12:55, the 200-meter dash in 26 flat, and a long jump at 18 feet 1.5 inches. In addition to her, the girls 4x800 relay team took first place with a time of 10:32.7. So congratulations to Paige. I think she's still an underclassman. I want to say she was a freshman last year, and maybe I'm thinking 2 years ago, but she's not a senior. She's got a bigger future ahead for Waverly Track. So congratulations. If you would like to nominate a Player of the Week, simply send us an email, littermedia@gmail.com. And don't forget to include a photo of the athlete as well as the sport that they play. If you've got some information about them, that would be good too. And just email that to us, and maybe they will be the next Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And if you want to see all of them, you can go to littermedia.com and click on Players of the Week. This date in history on the way next.
But first, we want to tell you about Litter Quality Propane, online propane monitoring and reporting. Know your home's consumption and gas remaining in the tank. Find out more at litterpropane.com.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
As a professional race car driver, I live for speed, power, and performance on and off the track. That's why I use the Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower. Race into your local dealership today and test drive a new Dixie Chopper.
Time for this date in history, and today we don't have any drawings like Mike Smith's etching of the Chrysler Building. We need to say thank you to our friend Emily Preston, Chillicothe graduate. She lived in Washington, D.C. for a while. I asked her if she could take some pictures for us, and she did. And she did a fantastic job with some of these photos. 1922, this happened on this date. Former President William Howard Taft dedicated the Lincoln Memorial. This was on the Washington Mall. At the time, Taft was serving as Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. Now, Congress authorized construction of a monument to Lincoln on the Capitol grounds back in 1867, but it took until 1911 for funding to be approved when Taft was president. I think he was president from 1909 to 1912. He was replaced by Woodrow Wilson, if I'm not mistaken.
He was the big guy, wasn't he?
Yes, big fella. He's the one that they said got stuck in the tub, was it?
Right.
And, yeah, had the nice mustache. I failed to even, and we were talking about this off the air, I knew that he was president. I knew he was a chief justice, but it, for some reason, just didn't register to me why he was a justice after being president. So often you see presidents just kind of right off into the sunset, and they continue with their presidential library, set it up, and they have a life of retirement.
Yeah.
Not so much for this guy. He spent several years as a justice on the Supreme Court. And he's from Ohio.
I think Ohio has the most presidents and the most astronauts, don't we?
Help me remember. Is it 8 presidents?
That's what I thought.
Okay. Can you name them?
No.
I can name some of them. Rutherford B. Hayes, William Howard Taft, William Henry Harrison.
That's 3.
There's another in Marion. What's his name? I can see his face. Warren G. Harding.
Okay.
There we go. There's half of them. Ulysses S. Grant. I'm pretty sure there's 8.
I thought there was 8 too.
Yeah. Somebody's screaming at the screen right now.
That's okay.
But that's fine.
If Mike Smith was here, he would know. He's our history guy.
Think you would?
No.
What about your astronauts? John Glenn. You got Alan Shepard. You got Neil Armstrong.
Was Buzz Aldrin from Ohio?
I can't remember. I had Buzz Aldrin on my radio show back in the day. He was promoting, they were talking about landing on the moon. And I can't remember if he had written a book about it or he was doing a radio tour just talking about what it's like to be a man who was on the moon.
Right.
And super nice guy, although he did punch a few people out.
I was about to say, did he punch you in the face?
When he got into his 80s, he didn't care. You know, he just, and I don't know why it is and I'm just 20 years out. If I'm in my 80s, I'm wondering, will I be like my mom was and just said whatever was on my mind and I didn't care how you dealt with it? Yeah, and I think Buzz was that way. So I think it's a rite of passage, I think, for anyone who gets beyond 75 years old. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to say it, and it doesn't matter what you think. I've only got a little time left, so I'm going to say my piece.
Yeah.
And they live to be 120, you know. So, all right. Let's see. Next week we've got, I think, 1 or 2 special editions we'll talk about in the coming week. You've got a lot of stuff to go out and enjoy this weekend. Please do so. And this rain is going to come to an end, so the weather will be nicer come Saturday and Sunday to enjoy your weekend. So taking you out for your bachelor party this weekend.
Yes.
Mike and I were not invited to this, so that's a good thing. But we hope that you don't come back with a face tattoo.
Oh, I'm sure I won't.
And nothing like that. So make sure you're not left out on a hotel rooftop somewhere.
We're staying in an Airbnb.
No wrestling of tigers. Nothing like that.
Are you referring to the movie The Hangover?
I was.
Okay.
Yeah. And don't be hungover.
Okay.
But have fun on your bachelor weekend. That's it for the program today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back with you again next week with another edition of Litter Media Live.